Hi there, guys. Today I'm going to do a review of the Golden Tarot. This is the Visconti Forza deck by Mary Packard. Now this deck is a wonderful deck. It might not be the easiest for someone who is just wanting to learn tarot, but it is a very nice deck to add to a collection if you're a collector, or if you are if you're really attracted to more of a traditional style tarot, then this would definitely be a deck to consider. So I'll without further ado, kind of open the box here. It's a really wonderful, sturdy box here. If you can see, it's nice and thick as well. And they really kind of went all out with the design of the box. If you can see, there's kind of that nice shine here with the detailing. Yeah, really lovely. It's a magnet for the top, so that's really great as well. So, oopsies. Ball went rolling. Okay, so when you open it up, you get your guidebook. Now I put mine backwards, just because I didn't want to mess up my deck, but this is generally how it's going to look. More like that. This actually here, the cards, they actually came in a box, but I took it out because I was just finding, putting it inside that little box, and in and out, it was kind of getting hacked up, so I just kind of took it out. But this is the deck here, and it is quite large. You can kind of see in relation to my hand, here, that's pretty large, and I'll actually pull out a more traditional size deck like the Rider-Waite that I have here, just because I know everyone has more of that kind of style. So here's the original Rider-Waite deck, so you can kind of see the size differences. It's much bigger, it's a lot wider. Here, I'll move that over so you can see it's a little more wider on the side, and it's also much taller, like by 2 inches, and about almost an inch wider. So it feels a little more like an oracle card, but it is like a tarot deck. Now, before I go into the cards, the guidebook really is a very, very nice guidebook that they've done. It's actually a colored guidebook, so the pictures inside are colored. So it's very beautiful, and they kind of go into the history with the Marseille and the Visconti, and how the two kind of all come together. Also, the fact that certain cards they had to paint themselves, just because there was a few out of this deck that were, there's some missing cards, so they had to go with the style, and there's the Visconti family, and kind of make up what the cards would look like if they were in the deck. So, yeah, so that's the hardcover book. It does go into the history a bit. I think there might have been some spreads. I'm not totally sure. I haven't had this deck for too long. Oh yeah, there's some spreads at the back. 5-card spread, tarot journey. And then it kind of, talks about the different types of cards. Now, I don't know if you saw from there, the cards are a little bit different. The minors are just the swords, just the wands, just the pentacles. So they kind of have that kind of look. This one would be the Hierophant. Our 3 of Cups. So yeah, again, they're just the cups, and there's not really much different between them. They're just arranged differently just to fit the page, basically. But, you can read within that, what is it creating as they're crossing. From what I've looked at the book, to typical Rider-Waite meanings, they've actually kept the meanings for the cards pretty similar. This would be your Judgment, I believe. But they are a nice card. If you already know tarot and you know, have a good understanding. Like, say even if you've done like work with the Wild Unknown or the Thoth deck, it's actually quite easy, I find, to switch to this deck, because there's something about with those cards, it kind of is like an introduction to being able to read more with just some wands and just some pentacles, you know, instead of having a full elaborate scene in the background. So some of these aren't numbered either, or they don't have their title, so you have to kind of learn the symbol. So like this one here was the wand, so this would be your Knight of Wands. This would be one of the made-up paintings, because the Devil card was missing. Yeah, so no lettering on the bottom or numbers at the top, so you just kind of count how many coins do you see. Now there's some writing on here. I haven't found out what that means just as of yet, but I'm assuming that in this book, this guidebook, they'll probably have some kind of explanation on its meaning. That would be your Queen of Swords. We really like the illustration, the way the paintings do look. They're quite beautiful, and I really like that. The idea that, you know, working with a piece of history, basically. I think that's just really, there's something really special about that to me, and I find that this deck is very, very special in that way. Now the cardstock is nice and thick. You can hear that. So it's a nicer, thicker kind of deck, and it is, even when you hold it, it's pretty meaty in your hands, like when you're putting it all together. So it is quite thick. The only downfall about that, for me, on my right arm, I have a bit of carpal tunnel or arthritis, I'm not totally sure. So I've been finding that because the deck is actually quite heavy, because of cardstock and its size, that it irritates my right elbow and forearm, wrist area. Like, it just kind of irritates it. So I think in terms of, say, if you're going to be doing readings all day long for a festival, you might want to stick with something that's a little more user-friendly, like your Rider-Waite kind of size, something a little smaller, if you have any kind of issue like that. But if your arms are good and healthy and no problems or issues, then you'll be just fine with reading this as well for an event like that. I would have liked to actually have read with this type of style of deck for like a medieval festival, that kind of thing, because you know, it's here, I'm going to get to some of the other illustrated pictures, because I think you get the idea with those other things. It's just, it's that time period, so that's cool. This is the Fool, and this one I think might be the Empress. Gosh, I'm trying to think. I'm not totally sure. The Wheel. That's your 2. So yeah, this is the deck. There is one other additional thing. Here, I'll want to go over here. It's all mixed up. Sorry, I've been using it. So here's your Magician. This is Temperance. So there's one additional thing that comes with this deck, and I'll show you the backing again of the deck here. It's really beautiful as well. But in the box, we actually have one other little sleeve here, and see inside it has a little, it's kind of purple. It's more purple than blue. I know it's showing up more blue here, but it is purple, and it's a nice cloth. So satin kind of cloth, so you can actually do your readings on the purple satin cloth. So that's also hip. Anything about this? I think, you know, I haven't done that much for readings with it just yet, but so far, you know, it really is reading quite nicely. The box is great. I think I'm just going to keep the deck in the box, because it's so beautiful and durable, and, you know, I think this deck is kind of one of those ones that I'll just pull out for myself more. Like a collector's one. But a usable collector's one. I quite enjoy it, actually. What what I find this leaves room for in terms of interpretation too is just in my own workings of, so you see it's a Two of Pentacles. So I find like when I'm looking at this, and if I were to be doing a reading for someone, what kind of image just popped in my head in terms of some of the other decks I have. So is it more of a balancing of finances, balancing of time, you know, hum-hawing on a decision perhaps, you know, it just kind of, I find it kind of changes that meaning. It could even be the Thoth, I believe is change for the Two of Pentacles is the key word. So, you know, I find this because it's so open for interpretation that it allows you to be more intuitive in some ways as well. So those images can just pop in for what it means or how it's slanted. This would be your Queen of Cups. So this is the Visconti Forza deck by Mary Picard, the Golden Tarot. And I hope you guys like this. Share it. Subscribe if you're first time on my channel. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And you guys take care. Okay, bye-bye.